Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing okay. Welcome to Chocolo's Stash Watch episode, what was it, 42? Yeah, hope you're doing right. Not Stash Watch, look back, there we go, yeah. If you knew what day it was, it'd help, wouldn't it? Yeah, so yes, here we are. So this is basically what when I talk about what I reviewed 5 years ago and 1 year ago as well, and see whether, whether I agree with myself, what I reviewed things at, what score I gave and things like this, and whether they're still around as well. Sometimes things, usually after 1 year things are still about, but generally 5 years can be touch and go sometimes with some products. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so basically do a lot of that. So it should be quite good. I think we were sort of at the cusp of Christmas time. This time 5 years and obviously 1 year ago is obviously Christmas doesn't move. So some of them were sort of festive sort of products around this time, but basically I think we moved on from that. A couple of the member reviews were essentially one of the around sort of festive ones basically, but generally now we've moved across that, and I've kind of picked and choose as well. Past look backs, I basically was doing exactly what I reviewed this time. Those 1 year ago, 5 years ago, but nowadays I'm kind of picking and choosing because I don't do it as religiously as I did do. I sort of pick and choose for decent things I'm going to talk about. So ones I'm a bit more interesting, basically, a bit more I don't know. So basically, this time I've sort of thought, well, you know what, there's no point really discussing the Christmassy products because, it's been and gone really now. It's 20th of January, you can't really buy them anyway. So I've kind of avoided those basically now, I think, purposefully, for the most part anyway. So let's see if we can get the graphics up and running. Shall we give it a try? Let's have a look. It's always a bit, there we go, there's one thing up there. So we'll talk about the let's see, is this the one? Nope, that's not it. Let's see. There we go. Yes, 1 year ago. So we did some member reviews a year ago. What wordy now? So obviously, if you're a bronze member above, you do get access to all the member reviews, exclusive member reviews. They tend to be things that are not typically stuff I review on the channel. Basically, some things like crisps and ice creams and other things, but it could be anything. And if you're a support member, sometimes you do get. Well, basically, once a month you'll get access to some one of these exclusive reviews as well. Hi there, Alan. How are you doing? Yeah, good to see you, Alan. Yes, happy Saturday. Yeah, great to see you, Alan. Hope you're doing all right. So just one thing I wanted to say to you, actually, Alan. You probably already know, but I did see some limited edition Dairy Milk wrappers in the shops the other day. Yeah, the 80s one. One of them, I don't know when it was from, but it was like a retro one. But one of them was definitely an 80s one, and it really reminded me from the 80s, and obviously, and it really reminded me of Roses from the 80s, where you used to get the little tabs of dairy milk. It just looked exactly. I mean, obviously, I guess when I was younger, I never really got full bars of dairy milk, but when I saw them in Roses at Christmas and things, you saw these little tabs of dairy milk, and it looked exactly like those of old, and it really reminded me of that. And yeah, so I might get one of those and review it actually. But they're definitely out. I saw them in Asda, I think, but I'm sure you probably got them. There was a couple of retro designs anyway, but that 80s one was great. It looked yeah, it's typical. It just looked so 80s. It was great, really, actually. And yeah, really took me back, actually. I was surprised how nostalgic it made me feel, actually, just seeing that. So, yeah, so definitely one to get if you've not seen it, Alan, that's for sure. I think, yeah. But happy Saturday anyway. Hope you're doing all right. How's things going for you, Alan? Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'll have to get that. Yeah, I really miss Roses from the 80s. I mean, I think most things, rose tinted specs and stuff like that might not be quite as good as you actually remember them being. But I think Roses definitely probably were, Can't see them not being really a lot of the, yeah. So, but I just love the way I had Bourneville's when you get the little tabs of dairy milk and Bourneville, and then you could put them together and eat them both at once. But when I say tabs, like they weren't quite a segment. It was like it was like getting a dairy milk bar, now you get a segment of dairy milk or segment of Bourneville or whatever. It wasn't that. It was like a little semi-flat tab of chocolate that was dairy milk or Bourneville. But yeah, so it's custom. Well, yeah, custom made, I guess, specifically for Roses. Basically, you couldn't get them anywhere else, I don't think. Yeah, so yeah, an interesting one those. But yeah, something to look out for, Alan, if you've not seen those. So yeah, here's one of the festive ones mentioned. The free cheese, was it free cheese? Tesco finally 3 cheese flavour hand cut crisps. It was. Yes, this is an exclusive member review from a year back. So if you are a bronze member, you can go check that out. Limited edition flavour. So I mean, basically, it's free cheese flavour. I'm not sure how that was festive at all, really. I mean, you can eat cheese at Christmas. Don't get me wrong, but you can eat a lot of things at Christmas. Doesn't mean get a festive product. So yeah, interesting one, that one. Not sure what was going on there, but that explains the little clickbait title in that one. And then I did another one. What's this one? Yeah, this McCoy's Fire Pit Flame Smoked Chorizo flavour crisps as well. Yeah, so there we go. I don't know if you remember Red Dwarf, anyone watching, smoke me a kipper, skipper, I'll be back for breakfast. But I couldn't resist it anyway. But there we go. Yeah, so that's 2 exclusive reviews I did a year back. So if bronze members or above, can still view those. Support members, you don't get access to the backlog, unfortunately. But yeah, if you're bronze or above, you can see those if you missed them this time around. I think they're both still around, those crisps. So yeah. All right. So what about actual reviews I did? Oh yeah, all the by the way, before I forget, all the I'll put after I finish this live, I'll put all the links to these reviews in the description. So if you want to go watch them, you can do. I will put all those there. All right. So let's get the rest of the shenanigans on. Can we get it all right? Let's see. The now year. There we go. 2024. That's good. We'll do the 5 years ago one first, I think. So let's swap that around. There we go. Look at that, like clockwork. Okay. All right. So what did we review? Let's go to 5 years ago. My notes to my right. You might see me looking off to the right sometimes. Basically, I've got the chat window on one bit. I've got my notes on another bit. All sorts going on. Yeah. So it's one of them. So you might see me looking off to the right and to the left, and I don't know, up and down. Who knows where I'll be looking? But I'll be looking all over the place. So that's why it's not me being rude or anything like that. It's just the way it goes. Yes. There we go. All right. So what did we review 5 years ago? So this one. Let's have a look. 5 years. Where are we? Yes, the Dairy Milk Caramello. Yeah. So yeah, interesting on this one. I think it's an Irish product. This one might be available in other countries, but I think it's the Irish dairy milk essentially. A very variant of caramel. So in the UK we have Dairy Milk Caramel. Used to be called Cadbury Caramel. You know, used to be the yellow wrapper and things. So this is obviously, it does confusingly have the blue type, the blue colour for the caramello here, which does imply salted caramel, as we discussed last week in what I think it's Stash Watch, wasn't it? So of course this isn't salted caramel nowadays, so that might be one they may change. I don't know, but obviously I think it's an established product in Ireland. I'm sure it's Ireland anyway. It might be in Australia or what's it called? South Africa as well, I think. This might have been an Australian one. I'm not sure actually. It looked quite like a UK one really, so I don't know. So it might have been the Irish one. It looked a bit more. I don't know, didn't yeah, just the iconography and stuff like that did remind me of that, but I could be wrong. Anyway, what did I give it? I gave it, let's have a look. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I gave it. Yeah, I basically said that. Yeah, it's because I've said that the caramel's nice and runny. It's the things you'd expect, good ratio to choc to caramel. But I thought that the didn't taste like dairy milk particularly, and it could have been because the caramel kind of watered down the taste of the chocolate. I'm not sure. Though it could have been because it's not a non-UK product. Dairy milk's not quite the same, so I wasn't too impressed basically, but it was nice. It was nice enough, ticked all the boxes. Dairy milk generally is a 4 out of 5 for me because of the lovely dairy milk velvety taste. Do like dairy milk, but this one didn't really tick that box. But it still was nice, But I felt like you didn't really get, I don't know. It felt like it wasn't as good as the sum of its parts basically. But I don't think it's worse than a 3.5 out of 5. I think it did have some merit. There's the runny caramels there. It's all nice. I don't think I was wrong with this one, to be honest with you, so I think I'm going to say it's the same. So, yeah, I think that was probably about right. So, the same, basically, that one. 3.5 out of 5. I think that does make sense. I just want to say, actually, I cannot believe that 2019 was 5 years ago. When I'm saying that, it just seems completely wrong. 5 years ago, 2019. I mean, I know I can't believe that. And, it doesn't seem like 5 years ago. It really doesn't. Bizarre one, that one, bizarre. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, so that's that one. I think that's about right. As I say, a nice product, but I don't know. I felt like it just wasn't quite. Yeah, I don't know, as good as some of its parts, basically. But it's still nice. I mean, all chocolate products are nice. The average chocolate product is a 3 out of 5, and it still tastes nice. Basically, if it's below 3 out of 5, that's when it's sort of like below average, and then 2 out of 5's not great at all, and then anything lower than that is just actively unpleasant, basically. Yeah, just not very nice at all. All right, so there we go. So, all right, I need to remove this image, and I can't find where I've done it. There we go. All right, there we are. There we go. Found it. Okay. So what do we review next? The M&Ms. Yes, M&Ms. Well, basically mini eggs. Now I did get last year in B&M. I don't think I reviewed them, like M&M's mini eggs possibly from Australia, I think. And I actually really enjoyed those. Actually, I don't know. So it's one of those where I'm just thinking, well, yeah. Were those the same as these ones, basically? Because I gave these 3 out of 5, basically. So they were all right, but had a good look to the eggs as well. They had like a little dappled, mottled, eggy type design on them. Little speckles and things you get on the Cadbury mini eggs, things like this. So I did have those going for them, but I thought that I don't know, M&M's chocolate's not the best for me. It has it's just a bit of a cheap tasting chocolate, really. I'm not a massive fan of it. I know the M&M's bars and things have grown on me a bit more actually over time, so I'm wondering whether this one I actually will prefer it, And I say I did have those M&M's chocolate eggs, mini eggs from I think they were from Australia. I think in B&M. I did 2 types actually. I think one might have had crispy bits in, and one was just regular chocolate, I think. And I did actually think they were very nice. But they were Australian ones, so, I'm not too sure whether it's exactly the same recipe. So I don't know. Do I give myself the benefit of the doubt? I reckon, let's say M&M's chocolate has grown on me a bit in the past, and since this was 5 years ago. The M&M's chocolate bars I've tended to quite like, actually. Can you still get them, by the way? I've not seen them for some time, but they were very nice. So you know what? I'm going to give myself the benefit of that. I'm going to say, because M&M's chocolate's growing on me a bit, I'm going to get up it by half a mark. And so there we are. So 3.5 out of 5, I think. Having said that, they are available now in the shops. It's getting Easter time. Well, it's not getting Easter time at all, but they are available in the shops now in preparation for Easter time. So you might be able to pick these up and might re-review them. We'll see. I actually didn't. I saw them the other day and I didn't get them, I don't think. No, I didn't. We went in Stashbox last week, really. So I might re-review these, but I've got so many other things to review. I'm not. I don't know whether I'll get around to it, basically. Yeah. Sorry, Alan, if I missed your chat. Yes, I saw a few NAS this morning. I'll have to get them for the collection, yes. Yeah, I thought you would. Yes, basically, I'm sorry, the chat was off to the right. I've moved it a bit today. I knew this would happen, that I'd miss it, but yes, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I thought they'd be well up your street, and I think I might get them myself, actually. I need to re-review the classics, and Dairy Milk is one of the top of the list. And you can see the cream egg, your picture's appearing to it this week, Alan. So for some reason this week you've passed the moderator. Your cream egg one's not been deemed obscene, your image this time. So yeah, there we go. But yes, good stuff. Yeah, I need to do that short of the Cadbury cream egg white as well that won the poll a few weeks back. I need to get that done. One of those. But yeah, the 80s one does look great. I really like the 80s one. It reminds me of so many things. I don't know. It's probably, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think a lot of tobacco products have similar designs and things. I think that's what it also reminds me of. Not that I was smoking back in the day, by the way. It's just, you just saw it was on adverts and things, wasn't it, back in the day? All the tobacco product branding and things. So it's just all that 80s design and stuff like that. It just takes me back to the 80s, basically. But for better or worse, I think, in some cases with some of the products. But there we go. And hi there, Joe. Great to see you. How's things go for you today? How's Brazil today? Hope it's nice. Yes, it's not quite as cold in the UK as it was, but it's still a bit nippy outside. Still a bit nippy. We did have snow at some point. I think it was this week we had snow. The days have come and gone very quickly, so I can't remember what on earth's going on anymore. All I know is it's Saturday, and that's I guess that's the main thing. But yeah, all right. So what else do we have? Right, here's a good one that I've been meaning to speak. Someone in the chat, Oreo enrobed, basically. So it's Oreo biscuits enrobed is the official term in chocolate. Now, as someone in the chat a long time ago, long story short is there's a few of these products out. So there was one by Guyon, the Spanish company, made their own ones, and also Asda have their own ones. Well, Asda supermarket have their own ones as well. And they basically seem to be identical to the Guyon ones. I'm not sure. So I assume that the Guyon ones are rebranded, essentially, for Asda. So that's what I was assuming. So someone in the chat was mentioning, I want the Guyon ones. Where can I get them? And I mentioned that the Asda ones were the same. Not in the chat, sorry, in the comments a while ago. So they probably won't see this. I don't know. It might not be on the channel anymore. But I don't know who it was. But anyway, maybe I'll have to root out the comments actually mentioned. But the back in Asda, basically, you can get these in Asda's own ones, which seem to be identical to the Guyon ones. And actually, I think they might be better than these. How would I say? Yes, I'm not doing too bad, Jam. I'm not doing too bad. I was a bit tired this week. I've been a bit tired, a bit busy. Yesterday I couldn't. But today I've had a bit of a sleep, so I'm a bit better today. Yes. How are you? How are you today? Yes, not very accurate. The weather. Let's see what it says. Rain with a temperature of 27 degrees. East-southeast wind at 10 kilometres an hour, and humidity is 90%. Well, yeah. What is the actual temperature then, Jack? What's the actual temperature? Let's see if I can do mine. See if it'll do mine. Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest with you, I mean, I always have the Windows temperature up sometimes, just on the desktop, and it's usually completely wrong as well. So who knows? Yeah, for me, it's what's it say? 6 degrees, wind blowing south at 40 miles an hour. Current humidity is unknown. 6 degrees sounds probably about right, It's the afternoon. Sounds about right. It's a bit cloudy today. It was quite cold yesterday. Yeah, so there we go. Yes, but glad you're doing okay, Joe. Hope you're doing well. Well, yes, right, Oreo and Robe, yes. What did I give these one? Well, basically any biscuit covered in chocolate. I mean, let's face it, that's a genius idea. They did do the hobnobs and digestives in Robe versions, didn't they? They called them totally covered or fully coated. Fully coated, they called them. Very nice, actually, those. And I just thought, all biscuits surely would be better covered in chocolate. I mean, it's just a brilliant idea, isn't it? Now, of course, you never get as many of them and things like this. They always, kind of do some kind of thing where, I think the digestive hobnob ones, rather than 14, 15 in a pack, to give you 8 or something like that. But, so there is that. But it's a good idea, great idea. Although I think sometimes, I think it would benefit maybe chocolates that biscuits that just wouldn't otherwise have them. Like I think chocolate hobnobs obviously have chocolate, so that kind of ticks that box. I don't think covering it in more chocolate really adds much to it. I don't know. Anyway, what did I give these? I gave these, so I get the gave these a 4 out of 5. Basically, I gave these ones, so not too bad. A good rating there. Yes, the highest but with 34 today. Goodness me, what did it say it was? Hang on. 34, also a bit less, yeah, 34. So that's Fahrenheit, is it? Oh, Fahrenheit, is it? Okay, yeah. We usually go in Celsius here, except, yeah, basically. So I was thinking 34 was quite warm, but yeah. Yeah, so what's that in there? Is it, were you 6 degrees C? No, that's me. Okay, hang on. Doing the wrong one, Joe. Doing the wrong 27 degrees C, there we go, okay. We say 30, right, okay, yeah, okay. I think I confused myself there. 34, so it's still a hot one. So it's hotter than that. Yeah, goodness me. All right. Yeah, as I say, Fahrenheit, 34 Fahrenheit is quite cold. I'm sure it wouldn't be that. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. See how it goes then, I guess, Joe. But either way, it's a warm day. I think 34. Well, 27's too hot for me, to be honest with you. Actually, never mind 34. I think for me, what's my ideal temperature? Probably 20 max. But even then, I think for me, I prefer just very, 16, 18, I think would probably be good for me, I think. Yeah, so I'm not a hot weather person. I'm not a fan of hot weather really at all, especially when I have to do things in it, so yeah. And of course with the chocolate, it doesn't work with the chocolate on the channel either. Here's what they say about these Robe Chocs. Yeah, these Robe biscuits. Said they're covering biscuit choc. Great, it's a great idea, basically, as I mentioned. Not the best chocolate was the problem though with these, and it had a greasy feel to it as well. And basically, they do a white chocolate one. Now you always think, almost always, unless you really hate white chocolate, that the white chocolate ones would always be inferior to the milk chocolate ones, but it often isn't the case. Like white chocolate crunches by Nestle, they were better than the milk chocolate ones. And white chocolate ones are these, and same with Asda as well, they're actually better than the milk chocolate ones. The chocolate is just noticeably pretty poor, whereas the white chocolate one, tends to quite be... I mean, there are differences in white chocolate, but it tends to usually be around quite similar, quite standard for whatever reason. Don't know why it is, just from my experience anyway. Or some are better than others, as I say. And essentially, the white chocolate one just tasted better quality than the milk chocolate ones, and it just was better, essentially. Yeah, so I'd always recommend the white chocolate in Robe ones. Not sure if it's the case with things like digestives, fully coated digestive hobnobs. I think the chocolate was a bit better quality on those actually. But these ones, it didn't taste. It wasn't that great. I thought the cream middle still was kind of too prominent as well. I'm not sure if that's a valid argument or not. I don't know, but yeah, but not as nice as white chocolate ones. But nonetheless, being covered in chocolate, great idea. I mean, it's just a winning idea, isn't it? And I really wish more chocolate ones would do it. I mean, well, having said that, I don't know, more biscuits would do it. But having said that, I mean, the biscuits are the biscuits, aren't they? They are what they are, for those reasons. You know what I mean? So a custard cream, if you covered it in chocolate, would it work? Would it work? I don't know. Maybe. I'd like to try it. 34 degrees, yeah. So all right, maybe it's not been updated, Jan. Maybe it only updates at one point or something like that. So one of those. Hi there, John. How's it going? How's it going? I hope you're doing well, John. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you on the channel. Yes, just basically doing a look back. We have a look back at what I reviewed 5 years ago and 1 year ago, and we're doing the 5 years ago at the moment. Just doing the Oreo enrobed. Is it Oreo enrobed? Milk choc? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So basically, do I think they're still 4 stars? I think they probably are. I think they probably are. I don't know if you can. I'm sure you can still get them some way or another. But I don't know, I've not seen them for a while, but you can get the Asda ones. So Asda are doing them at the moment, their own version of them, own brand ones. And I think they're pretty much, seem to be identical in the design, I think, to the Gouillon ones. So I reckon, my theory is that the Gouillon's version's just rebranded for Asda, essentially. M&S have done white chocolate coated custard creams and bourbons. Goodness me. Oh, did I say white chocolate? I don't know where I got white chocolate from. But yeah, chocolate-coated ones, that sounds really good. Do they still do them? Yeah, they will have. I might have to... Right, okay, that's my... that's my mission now. I've got to look at it. I've not seen... I mean, M&S. I don't often go to M&S. Basically, long story short. So I'll have to go and get those. Yeah, right. I think I'll have to go there. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for the tip-off there. All right, mum's the word, but I'll have to I'll have to go there and get those. Yeah, thanks, Alan. They sound really good. I mean, it's a great idea. It's a great idea, like I was saying, and yeah, I will be out for those, Alan. Thank you very much. have to go where? We'll have to go. Don't know. Might go on Wednesday, maybe. Might go on Wednesday. Wednesday's a good time to go. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Alan. Thank you very much for that tip off. I mean, I didn't understand why it had not been done before, and well, there you go, it has been done. But I mean, I think I can't remember when it was. I'm sure, you know, a long time. I think it was with these actually when these came out, obviously 5 years ago. I think I said, you know, there should be no exception to having some biscuit being covered in chocolate. Now, I was sort of saying a minute ago, sometimes it might, you know, biscuit is the biscuit, you know what I mean. But I can't believe that any biscuit won't be improved by being, you know, covered in chocolate. You know, I really can't believe it. Even if, you know, it's technically okay as it is, you know. Yeah. We like the Aldi ones. Do the Aldi do their own ones as well there, John? I think, I'm trying to think, have I? Doesn't surprise me if they do. Aldi always seem to have their own version of stuff. I've not tried them myself then, so maybe I'll have to give them a go. Interesting one, that one, yeah. I mean, Aldi, this is one thing with Aldi, I must say. They do good own brand stuff and at a good price. Tons of choc on them, £2.50. £2.50, that is quite steep, isn't it? For how many do you get in a pack, Alan? Do you know? Saying before, basically the hobnob ones and this and the other, when they do the enrobed ones, you basically get about 50% of the quantity. £2.50, pretty steep, but it is M&S. It is M&S. It's certainly, I don't think, can you buy anything for £100 in M&S? Other than a carrier bag? And even then, I'm not sure. Right, yeah, so there we go. Very good. Well, but to be honest with you, though, you know, I mean, even in regular shops, coated biscuits are not going to be £100, but you know what I mean. It's a bit of an exaggeration. But yeah, about £1.20 or something like that. All right, there we go. Yes, the same one for those. There we go. All right, let's back up a bit, see what's going on. There we are. Good stuff. Yeah, what's your favourite? Well, let's see. What should we do? I mean, these polls on YouTube are so poor. You can only do like 2 options or something. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's do a poll. Why not? Let's do a poll. Let's have a look. Okay, doing a poll now. Okay. All right. Whether you think coating biscuits in chocolates is good or not. Obviously, I've embellished it a bit to make it sound more extreme. But the gist of it is, yeah, do you prefer biscuits coated in chocolate or not? There is a poll. Feel free to answer. I feel like yeah, it's a tough one. There's some people I know, if I asked, would you prefer a biscuit covered in chocolate or not? You know, like your favourite biscuit. And there are some people I know who would say no to this. It's too extreme. You know, yeah. A step too far. But I think for the most part, people would say yes to it. I like to think so anyway. All right, so what do we have? Here's an unusual one. Now I don't think these are still around anymore. I saw them still for sale online, but you know, it's all these random shops like eBay or something. So you might be buying one from 5 years ago. Yes, what are they actually called? Cadbury's Double Chocolate Delights. They're like a weird. I reckon definitely a Mondelez rebrand. This one, you can tell it's not, you know, a Milka rebrand. It's not. I don't know. It seemed I got that impression. You know, not. I don't know if at the time, but definitely now I do. So what I give this one? I gave it a surprise at this. I gave it a 3 out of 5 basically back in 2019. I don't think these are still around. They were like a weird cake product, so they were enrobed in chocolate. They had like a sort of creamy filling, but like 2 spongy outer bits. I thought they looked great, and the textures and tastes all work pretty well. Well, the textures at least. Lovely and soft. It was like a really soft product. I think they're a bit like the Freddo Faces, basically. Sort of, but I think, are they covered in chocolate? I don't think they are. Reminded me a bit of those, which they're quite nice, actually. Strangely enough. I don't know, so I think they might be better than these. But anyway, the problem with these ones is I thought everything was a bit too subtle. You know, everything just didn't really... You know, you couldn't really taste anything too distinctively, really. That was my problem with it. And I think for me, yeah, don't know, it was a bit, I don't know, you know, everything was just a bit too subtle. There was no real taste to it. It was all like eating almost nothing to an extent. I don't know if that's too extreme or not. But that's what I said at the time, you know, despite initially having a nice opinion of it, you know, thinking, oh, this looks quite nice and things. So I don't know, based on that, I mean, I can't really rate anything higher if it didn't have much of a taste, you know, but it looked nice, it had sort of something going about it, but just was a bit not worth the calories, I think is the gist of it really for this one. So yeah, I don't know, I was tempted to rate it higher, I was tempted to go for 3.5 out of 5, but I just thought, well, since I said specifically that you just can't really taste anything particularly. You know, you just got nice textures and things, and it was all a bit too subtle. I don't think I can rate it higher than that, so I think I'm gonna have to give it the same. But I was tempted, but yeah, still 3 out of 5. But I don't think you can get these anymore, and I think they just were a bit, you know, they struck me very much as being a Milka product rebranded under the Cadbury's name. Obviously, sometimes they do change they make it slightly differently with Cadbury's ingredients, or some respect, not quite the same when they do this sometimes. But they usually have like, I don't know, Mondelez will say, right, we're making this bar this year or this month. So Cadbury do one, and Mondelez and Milka do one, and tend to not be don't really look like a Cadbury product basically. And this is one such product. Having said all that, they do the Freddo faces, but there we go. Yeah. All right, so there we are. So yeah, so quite interesting set of stuff there. All right, so let's have a look. Hang on. Can I? What am I doing? Hang on, no, the now is the same, isn't it? All right, it's this one that changes. There we go. Right, there we are. Now where's my other one as well? I'm trying to find the thing now. Where? Let's have a look. All right, I think that's right. I'm clicking the wrong ones here. I'm clicking the wrong ones. Where's it gone? Oh, there we go. All right, there we are. Yes, so we're doing 1 year ago now. Yeah, so 2023 versus 2024. Yes, now things hopefully won't have changed, but you never know. Now, of course, I've got to get rid of the picture there. There we go. All right. So what did we do? We'll go start. I've got my notes and not necessarily in the same order. Here, so yeah, but quite a biscuity one actually. Quite a biscuity one. Got the Galaxy milk chocolate digestives. Now these ones, what did I give these? I gave these. I gave these a 3 out of 5. Basically, very mundane. These ones. They were just so. Well, basically, there was no Galaxy chocolate in them. They were just no. They were almost exact the same as a regular digestive milk chocolate digestive from from McVitie's or what have you. There was just no Galaxy chocolate. Galaxy is that lovely, creamy, beautiful, delicate, smooth chocolate. And there was no sign of that on this biscuit at all. It's quite thin, I guess, but even so, I'd expect to taste it. There was just no sign of Galaxy chocolate, which defeats the whole point of the whole thing. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I looked online, and a lot of people rate them quite highly, but I don't know. The problem is, a chocolate digestive is a 3 out of 5. Well, can I rate it lower than that, even though it pretty much tastes identical to one? I don't know. It's just disappointing. That's the problem with this one. It's not Galaxy. It should have a Galaxy taste, and it just doesn't. It was just so disappointing. It's pointless, really. You know what? I think I'm going to. I am going to lower it. I probably shouldn't, but you know what? I'm going to. So yeah, I'm going to say 2.5 out of 5. It's no Galaxy chocolate on it. It's Galaxy milk chocolate digestive, or digestive milk chocolate, and there's no Galaxy chocolate on it, and that's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just ridiculous, really. And I couldn't believe it. They've done this before, haven't they? There's those those other products called triple treats or something like that that Mars do. So there's the Galaxy one, the Bounty one, and Mars one, and the Snickers one. And the Galaxy one is basically exactly the same as all the others, except it doesn't have the added bit that makes the other ones what they are. So peanuts or coconuts or little caramel bits or whatever the Mars one has. So there's nothing Galaxy about that either, other than the fact that it's just chocolate, whereas the other ones don't. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. So many of these products just slap a big brand name on the wrapper and ramp up the price, don't they? Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it, Alan? It's just ridiculous. I think Mars are definitely, someone that does this quite often as well. They do it, as I say, all those triple treats that were just a nonsense. The Galaxy one just literally was the others, but without the topper on it, which made the other ones what they were. And the other ones were only what they were just because the Bounty one just had a bit of coconut on it. It wasn't anything else like Bounty or anything like that. But I guess that's enough. And the Snickers one with peanuts and things, but the Galaxy one was just terrible. Rubbish product, really. Rubbish product. I say it's a rubbish one. It's rubbish for what you'd expect it to be. It's still a chocolate digestive, and it still ticks that box, but it's not got Galaxy chocolate on it. It was just ridiculous, really. Ridiculous, yeah. So you might be able to know where we're going with the next product. Let's find the next one. Where have we gone? Hang on. Yeah, quite so. I was going to review lump these together actually, but I thought, I won't do it. But it's the same one. It's the orange one. Same problems again. What did I give this one? Actually, but further to this, I still gave this a 3 out of 5. I said the problem with this one was the orange flavour. On top of all the other problems, The orange one just didn't have a subtle. The orange flavour was too subtle. Now this is a problem with flavoured chocolate digestives I've had with McVitie's ones when they do a cherry one or a raspberry one or a lemon one or whatever they've done. I've always found that the flavourings are just too subtle. You know, they're not strong enough for me. It's always a problem, and it was the case with this one as well. I don't know if they're made by McVitie's, these ones, in disguise. I don't think they will be, but they might be. Who knows? But yeah, had the same problems. The orange flavour was just too subtle. It's just too subtle. And they do. I'm sure they do an orange galaxy, don't they? And did a mint one as well, and they've been pretty good, especially the mint one. So they can do these things, but it's just it's not galaxy chocolate. It's not thick enough. I mean, I guess you could say it's a typical, it's the same thickness as other digestive, but it should be thicker. It should be special, this biscuit, But if M&S did one, like Alan was saying before, they do it indulgently, and it would all be very, as it probably should be, really. But yeah, no, just again another one. Should I rate it lower? I think I probably will again, because it's I could argue keep it the same just because the orange flavouring makes it slightly better. But you know what? It's just a disappointing product, this one. If you bought this, you would expect at the very least Galaxy chocolate on it, and if it was Galaxy, it was too thin to notice. But I don't think that's the case. I think it would still be. Galaxy has a very distinct taste. And it just didn't taste of it at all. And the fact that it's not on that triple treats with Galaxy either. As I say, the Galaxy one is literally identical to all the other ones, the Mars one, the Bounty one, and the Snickers one, except it just doesn't have the other thing. So they've got the same chocolate on, basically. Yeah, terrible. I did review all those, but I don't think I published them in the end because they just weren't worth my time. I got so many other things to review, and do I spend my time on? I already reviewed one of the triple treats. I don't know which one it was. And I've got 3 others to do, and they're all identical, but just got coconut on it or something like that. So I just thought I haven't got the time to review all the products I've done anyway. So should I waste my time on these? When you've seen one, you've seen them all. Mango flavoured Pepsi Max again this week. Not too bad, keeping me going. Yeah, so there we go. It's a bit disappointing, that one again. I mean, Dove, by the way, Galaxy is Dove if you live in the US or mainland Europe. I don't know if it's the same recipe or whatnot, but it's a very nice chocolate. Just disappointing. In the UK at least, it's very nice, but yeah, so very disappointing, that one. Alright, so again, another biscuity one. What do we have here? So Blissfuls, remember these ones? Now this is a Christmassy one. I did mention I'd filtered them out a bit, but not this one. This was a limited edition one, so this isn't available now. I don't know if it's available again this year. Blissfuls, a very nice biscuit, actually. A very nice biscuit. A bit like, so basically, sort of like, did I give it 4.5 out of 5? Yeah, 4.5 out of 5 gave this one. So the bit sort of like a lot of biscuits like Jammy Dodgers and things and other ones, I complain that the too much biscuit for the middle ratio, basically. But this one has like a sort of cup of biscuit filled with filling, and then the smaller topper, where so the top is so small, or thinner at least, that you can still see the filling underneath. And they've just got the ratio about right, actually. That's what makes these work. And these ones are a very nice limited edition one. Basically filled with like a cream and a chocolate cream as well. Look very wintry, as you can see. Very nice. Yeah, they were very nice, and they just spot on really. I wasn't sure if they were as good as the regular ones, which I think they do like just a caramel flavoured one and maybe a hazelnut flavoured one, something like that. Cream flavour in the middle. But it's still very nice indeed. Yeah, still very nice indeed. Yes. Yes, about the Irish caramel. The Irish demo tastes like UK twirl chocolate. Yeah, a few people have said that. Yeah. I know, it's one of those, isn't it? I think presumably, yeah, it's that sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah, I guess it wasn't bad or anything. I just think it didn't stand up enough. It wasn't really dairy milk for me. But yeah, still nice though. Still a nice product. But yeah, good to see you, Alan. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yes, yeah. So these ones as well. These ones are kind of winners for me. I don't know, 4.5. It's still quite high mark that. I don't know if that's too high really. To be honest with you, I think it probably is too high. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't. The thing with these ones is, as I've said, they've just got the proportions perfect, really. I think they're just really nice biscuit to middle ratio. I'm not quite sure it's a 4.5 out of 5. I don't know why. I'm just thinking, other biscuity products, do I rate these higher than those I would have rated that high? I'm not too sure I do. So I'm going to actually lower this one to a 4 out of 5, but it's still really nice. Still really, really nice. It's not necessarily, I think maybe I don't know, I'm not sure. I feel like my excitement for these ones might not be quite as high as other products. Dark chocolate gingers I've been keeping meaning to mention throughout this video, and I keep forgetting, but those like the robed sort of ginger biscuits essentially, but not quite ginger biscuits, a bit softer. And they're lovely biscuits, those. top tier biscuits. And again, another one because they've got that dark chocolate covering, brilliant stuff. Yeah, you know, I think they might be a 4.5, almost a 5, and these are certainly not as good as those, but they are still nice. But Borders, any dark chocolate covered ginger, actually, if you see those anywhere, something that says dark chocolate gingers, just buy them instantly. Wonderful biscuit. Almost guaranteed anyway. You know, apologies if you do buy a dodgy batch of them, but yeah, almost always a winner. Those, almost always a winner. All right. Biscuits though, yeah, definitely recommend those. You get the Nutella biscuits as well, can't you? Very similar concept, very similar concept really. But yeah, I'd recommend if you see those Blissfuls, very nice. Still do them. I said the 2 regular flavors, the yellow and green banded ones. I think one's hazelnut flavored, one's caramel flavored. Lovely biscuits, yeah, really nice. Just really well proportioned. You know, it's a cusp whether that one was a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not sure. I just feel like I don't know. Not sure. But they were still nice. Maybe worthwhile. It depends on what I'm thinking of on the day. I guess. All right. So what do we have next? Yeah. So last one for today. Let's have a look. If I can find it, I can't find it. I lost my thread again as usual. All right. Oh, here we go. Yes, hobnobs. Yeah, coconut macaroon flavour hobnobs. Interesting flavour this one. Very interesting. What did I give it? I gave them a 4 out of 5. Yeah, so the problem, well, lovely coconut aroma as you open them, but there's various problems with these, which I think, you know, I don't know. Can you mark it down for them? There's no coconut in there, it's just coconut flavour. I mean, imagine this, you know, if you're a coconut fan, a bit of dusting of coconut on top would be pretty good, wouldn't it? You know, but there isn't any of that. And the macaroon flavour, what? I mean, I guess there's naturally a biscuit involved with this, because there's a biscuit bottom. You know, but is that reminiscent of a macaroon? I mean, it's, you know, not really. Macaroons are kind of quite. There's like sort of. In fact, actually, it's not the ones I'm thinking of. Is it with the thingamabobs? But even so, is it still reminiscent of a macaroon? I'm not sure that it is. You can see a slight picture of them on the wrapper there. It's sort of like a little weird. I don't know what they are, like a crunchy biscuit sort of affair, aren't they? Really. You know. Yeah, there's other things. I think I've called these maybe macarons or macaroons. There's the other things that are quite similar, which are like a sort of a sandwich biscuit almost with a soft chewy topper, and usually make different colours. But these are the other types, which are just those sort of crunchy biscuits. But anyway, nonetheless, point is still the same. There's nothing macaroon-like about this. All it is coconut flavoured chocolate hobnob. There's nothing else in it that's reminiscent of a macaroon. It could just be coconut flavoured, basically. The macaroon part is just a total nonsense. You can still get these, but even then, you know, I'm just thinking you could easily have made this something a bit more special, but they're never going to bother that much to make the effort to do this. So chocolate covered hobnobs are still one of my favourite biscuits. You know, they're really nice. They are a 4 out of 5. This is why this one, I don't know. I couldn't really, again, it's a hard one to know because it doesn't really hit on the coconut side. The flavours again is a bit weak. You know, it's just, I don't know, just never quite managed to get the flavours too good on these things, like the chocolate digestives or when they're flavoured, like I was mentioning. And there's nothing macaroon-like about it. I mean, that part literally just, it may as well just be coconut flavoured. I don't know why. I mean, just embellished it basically, make it sound better than it was. A bit disappointing. Yeah, so for this one, I don't know. It's a bit, yeah. I mean, I lowered the Galaxy ones because they didn't quite hit the brief. Can I lower this one as well? I don't know, you know. I don't know, because it's, yeah. It's still got a slight coconut flavour, and it's still nice. Chocolate hobnobs are my favourite biscuit. I don't know. It still obviously ticks that box. But the chocolate is quite thin. Yeah, I don't know. It's a questionable one. This one, I don't know what the answer to that is. It's very hard because obviously, if you know, it's very difficult to know whether to lower something down just because it isn't really what it says it is. But the Galaxy one, I think, was more extreme because it just wasn't Galaxy chocolate. And I think at the very least, that's what you'd expect on a Galaxy biscuit. This one, you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it this one. I will give this one the benefit of the doubt, I think. Hopefully, if I can find the thing. Yeah, so I will say it's a 4 out of 5, but you know, bear in mind all those things. Just a really disappointing, I think, if you're expecting anything coconut macaroon like. But nonetheless, there is a slight coconut flavour, and it is chocolate hobnobs, and it's still a nice biscuit. You know, I think the promise wasn't quite as broken as it was with the Galaxy ones. It's the gist of it, but yeah. But it would have been nice, a bit more effort. You know, they could have sprinkled some, yeah, I'd say, some coconut on this one if they really made the effort. You know, have you heard of a brand called Terra Vita from Poland? I haven't actually. No, I've not heard from those before. I'm sure Scotty would if he was around, but I've not. No, I haven't. No. What are they like, Joe? What sort of things do they do? Yeah, at least I might have seen them, at some point in the past, but never noticed it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, are they a good one, Joe? Are they a good one? Right. Yes. What's the poll like then? Yes. Oh, imported one, delicious chocs. Is it just milk chocolate then, Joe? Is it? I'll see if I can. Well, yeah, I might have a try. Imported one, you say? Interesting that too. Yeah. So what made you import one then, Joe? Did you know about them already, or did you fancy trying something a bit different? Interesting that. Yeah. One to look out for then, I think. I will. I bet if I see them, might give it a grab. I'm sure there are some Polish shops in the UK that I keep meaning to go to, but just too much things to review. And I know if I go in there, there'll be so many different chocolates. I just can't. I've just got to draw the line. I think sometimes, But there we go. All right. So what have we got for the poll? It's a close one, actually. Well, yeah. I reckon if you would broaden this out, I reckon it would be. Probably 25% would prefer biscuits being left alone, and 75% would be in favour of it. I reckon. But yeah, so then the poll, yep, 67-33%. There we go. Interesting one, but there we are. So it does show that some people just like the biscuits being left alone. Really, it's definitely a thing that surprising to me sometimes, but I can kind of get it. Because sometimes you just want the biscuit that you want really. And if you wanted like a chocolate one, you could go for something else. But interesting one, yeah. Milk choc, we have a good selection of dark choc too. Interesting, yeah. All right, well, I'll have a look out for those then, Joe. We'll have a look out. Terra Vita, you say? Interesting that. Yeah, I've not heard them before. No, at least not noticed them anyway. Yeah. So, problem is in the UK, you do have a lot of just regular brands and things. It can be quite difficult, I think, for other brands to get in. But sometimes you do see them in some shops, where they just have a bit of more of a broad range of choc. So there we are. There we go. Yeah, thank you, Joe. I'll keep an eye out for those. All right, well, we'll take the graphics. That's turning the lights off, isn't it? Yes, we'll. All right, yes, that basically sums up Stash Watch for today. Stash Watch, a look back even. You always mention the wrong ones. Yeah, so there we are. So it's been a good set of chocolate reviews there, has to be said. Bit of a nice one. Yes, I didn't know them either, but have a good price even down here. Interesting that, yeah, I see. All right, well, as I say, a good price for nice chocolate. I think I've noticed actually that Polish products in my supermarket are quite cheap, strangely enough. Yeah, they're just, even though you imagine they'd be imported. But they're cheap, yeah, they're nice, cheap, and they're pretty nice as well. So it's a strange one, that, isn't it? But, yeah, just goes to show. There must be some big markup on other products, I think. But there we are. Interesting one. But yeah, Terra Vita. Thanks, Joe. I'll keep an eye out for those, for sure. You found Hazel Bar very similar to Ferrero. All right, yeah, that's that though. That is a big name product. So, all right. All right, thanks, Joe. Yeah, it sounds like they're probably a good product, a good make actually, but just not generally known, that much outside of a few countries, maybe just because of presumably I don't know if Mondelez own this company, but presumably because of just all the other big name brands being more global. So, all right, thanks, Joe. Thanks very much. Similar to Ferrero, way. Yeah. All right. I'll keep an eye out for them. Thank you very much. Well, that brings us to the end of another look back number, was it 42? Yes, I hope you enjoyed that. I will, I'll say after this now, as soon as I finish, I will update the description to have all the links to all these reviews, so you can go watch those if you fancy seeing what I actually said for yourself. But yeah, thanks so much for joining, and thanks so much, Joe, and for Alan as well, and Adam, and was there someone else as well that popped in chat? I don't think there was, but if you did, thank you so much. Good to see. I'm sure it was John, wasn't it? John, I knew there was someone else. John, yes. Sorry, John, I knew there was someone. I was thinking, well, I'm sure it wasn't Adam that said that, but yeah, there we go. Good to see you all. Thanks so much for your comments. Thanks for your support, everyone. Have a great weekend. And apologies if I missed a message. There is a bit of a round trip of messages going back and forth. But yeah, apologies if I missed it. I'm not on purpose, just one of those things. You're welcome. Have a peaceful Saturday. Oh, thanks so much, Joe. Have a good one yourself. Hope the weather, cools down, stays the same, whatever you'd prefer. But yeah, hope you have a nice weekend as well and enjoy the weather either way. And thanks everyone for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.